Now at 7, new video shows the moments a man was detained by ICE agents inside a local Home Depot. We'll hear what those inside the store had to say at the time. Plus,
the choice is between a governor who will stand up for Oregon and protect what we believe in, or a governor who will let Donald Trump do whatever he wants.
Governor Tina Kotek running for re-election. Why this election could be a repeat of the last one. And
you guys claim there's an end to the earth? Well, just go snap a picture.
Yeah, it's that simple. The CEO of Columbia Sportswear calling out all flat earthers, challenging them to prove him wrong. What he says he's willing to give away if someone can snap a picture of the edge of the earth. Sunrise streaming live at 7 starts right now. Good morning, and thank you for joining us live at 7 o'clock. I'm China Green. It's Friday, and it's just me and Chris here holding it down. And you're going to do weather and traffic.
Trying, holding it down, yeah. Hey, wet. That's the story this morning. Really wet, in fact, more so than yesterday. The next slug of moisture already working its way in. We've picked up more than a quarter of an inch of rain since midnight and about an inch, almost an inch and a quarter in total since yesterday morning. And now the next wave of steady, moderate rain is pushing into the I-5 corridor as we roll into our 7 o'clock hour. So wet and more wet for the next couple of hours here. Interestingly, the airport observation not reporting rain at this point, but I promise you it will be raining there again in short order. Not only that, but the south breeze is beginning to kick in as well. You'll notice that later on this morning, 10 to 20 miles an hour, with a pretty good shot of rain here between now and 9 o'clock. And then modeling actually suggests that we may shut the rain off, at least the steady rain, and go more on and off with some dry time this afternoon with highs in the mid-50s. All right, water on the roads for your morning commute. That is definitely one of the traffic stories today. And you can see the vapor trails coming off the cars early on this Friday morning drive. The good news is I don't have any unexpected delays just yet. And typically Friday morning commutes are just a little lighter. They start a little later. And so right now the drive times are actually not in too bad a shape despite the rain. Less than 20 minutes to get you in from both Hillsborough and Troutdale. The trip across the Columbia River right now 15 minutes gets you south on I-5 from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. We do have a big traffic alert tonight and tomorrow night. I-205. The Abernathy Bridge, I-205 between Oregon City and West Lynn will be closed overnight tonight for 7 hours tonight, for 8 hours tomorrow night, as ODOT does sign bridge installation. So your detours while that closure is in place, 99E, Highway 43, or I-5. China?
Thank you, Chris. In the Dallas cell phone video capture what appears to show ICE agents arresting a man inside a local Home Depot. The video shows him being escorted outside by agents. Devin Haskins joins us live and has more on this story. Good morning, Devin.
Yeah, good morning, China. This happened Saturday at the Home Depot in the Dalles there when a man inside, a customer inside, said he saw what appeared to be 3 federal agents taking out another customer and taking him outside. We talked with Destin Ramsey, who shared this cell phone video with KGW, and in the video he says you can hear the man being taken out as he's shouting his phone number in Spanish. Ramsey said he heard the commotion and that's when he started recording. He says he took that phone number and then he called the man's family, who told him that he's a local handyman. KGW has not been able to verify that man's identity or why agents were taking him out of the store.
People, it sounds like their dad was really hardworking, really like a strong pillar of not only their family, but of their community, of their church community. You sound like a really, really good guy.
We reached out to Home Depot about this situation and they didn't provide direct answers, just a general statement that said, quote, "We aren't notified that immigration enforcement activities are going to happen and we aren't involved in the operations. We aren't coordinating with ICE or Border Patrol. We're required to follow all federal and local rules and regulations in every market where we operate." We also reached out to DHS about this to learn more about the person that they supposedly walked out. They have not gotten back to us yet. Back to you.
Devin, thank you. Meantime, people in Woodburn are responding after federal agents detained at least 14 people on their way to work. Immigrant rights groups say the farm workers and landscapers were all traveling in a van Wednesday morning when they were arrested. At the end of October, the Farm Workers Union said agents detained 35 people in a day.
Many of these folks are essential workers, people who play essential roles like growing our food, taking care of our kids. They're in construction. They're in many industries that are critical to Oregon.
Woodburn declared a state of emergency last month over the federal immigration crackdown. We've reached out to ICE and Homeland Security on these arrests. And coming up at 7:30, we'll have reaction from the local Somali community following comments from President Donald Trump saying that he doesn't want them in the U.S., plus more on the possibility of a new ICE detention center coming to Portland. Governor Tina Kotek is running for re-election. In an announcement video, she positioned herself firmly against the Trump administration's policies, pointing to her resistance against the president's efforts to deploy National Guard troops to Portland.
The choice is between a governor who will stand up for Oregon and protect what we believe in, or a governor who will let Donald Trump do whatever he wants.
The 2026 election could end up as a rematch between Governor Kotek and Republican Christine Drazan if Drazan wins the primary. Marion County Commissioner Danielle Bothell is also running for the GOP nomination. Authorities arrested a man at Southwest Portland Mac Station after he allegedly threatened TriMet security with a knife. He was taken into custody just before 10 o'clock last night at the Goose Hollow Mac stop. Police say it doesn't appear that the man physically hurt the TriMet officer, but that he did show a knife and will likely be facing menacing charges. In Clark County, a police dash cam caught the moment a suspect rammed deputies with a car while trying to flee. Authorities say this started with a report of a home burglary in northeast Vancouver. A car was stolen and then it was spotted in Battleground. Deputies use this device that has straps. It's called a grappler. It shoots out from the patrol car, tangles in the suspect's vehicle axle, which stopped the driver, but she still tried to get away by ramming two patrol cars before deputies were able to pin her in. Luckily, no one was hurt in this chase. The 40-year-old woman faces multiple felony charges. Well, a quick moving fire in Southwest Bend destroyed a garden shed late yesterday morning, and investigators say it started from hot ashes dumped onto dry compost next to the shed. Firefighters say a neighbor spotted the flames and called 911. When crews arrived, they found the shed engulfed in flames. The fire spread to a nearby fence and scorched several large pine trees. No homes were damaged, but fire officials are reminding people to let ashes cool for several days and store them in a metal container away from anything that can burn. The Christmas ship parade is officially underway on the Columbia. This was the view from the Vancouver waterfront last night as boats covered and holiday decorations floated past. These parades have been going strong for more than 70 years.
It's a great tradition. Not every town has an opportunity to have a waterway that they can have Christmas ships come and display for them. A lot of work for those people, a lot of commitment, so we appreciate that.
It's just really fun to be out here on the waterfront, and of course the ships are always super fun to see. And it's just a great thing to do as a family. And
so if you missed out last night, don't you worry. There are many more parades on both the Columbia and Willamette over the next few weeks. You can check out the schedule at christmasships.org. Headed over to Chris McGinnis for a look at weather. The people in that video looked cold and wet.
Yeah, and we expect that this time of the year, right? So if you're heading out tonight, we may actually get a little break in the rain later this afternoon and tonight. So we got that going for us, potentially. So far, and since yesterday, we picked up better than an inch of rain at the airport at PDX, and there's more on the way. In fact, it is falling right now. The next slug of moisture arriving right on schedule here, right over the heart of the Portland-Vancouver metro area, raining pretty steadily now. Washington County, out towards Yamhill and Polk County, up and down the I-5 corridor. We are wet this morning, and Futurecast bears that out here through the next couple of hours. We, as I mentioned, though, may see a little bit of a break off in that rain here, or a tapering down as we go into the afternoon hours. So there is some hope that, I mean, I'm not going to say it's completely dry, but we will trend a little drier as we go into the afternoon, as in some dry time as opposed to just steady rain. That said, it's wet out there right now. 52 last check at Pearson Airfield. The breeze is beginning to pick up there. Really started to pick up in Salem. The south wind now sustained at 15, temperature of 53 for you folks. We'll notice that south breeze gusting on the order of 20 to 25 as we go through the day today, as that next wave of moisture rolls in. And by the way, east side of the East Gorge and Columbia Basin, you folks under a wind advisory this afternoon for really gusty west winds whipping through your area. Temperature-wise, mild, of course, with this latest round of rain. We'll be in the mid to upper 50s, we think, for daytime highs today to go along with that gusty south breeze as well. Say hello to Subi. Subi is today's KGW pet of the day. Thank you, Krista Lee, for sharing beautiful kitty cat there. If you want to get a proper sunrise shout out, snap a picture and email it to us at petoftheday@kgw.com. All right, 7-day forecast. Tomorrow's a little drippy. Sunday morning is potentially pretty wet. And then I'm going to talk more about this in just a few seconds, or a few minutes, I should say. We've got a KGW weather impact alert for Tuesday and Wednesday for potentially some really significant rainfall, flooding rain potential. More on that coming up in a bit. Let's get you out the door with a look at the roads right now. And they are wet, really wet. There is definitely more water on the roads this morning than yesterday. And yesterday's morning commute was pretty slow. I don't have any crashes out there just yet, but know that as the drive volume picks up, it's likely to turn pretty slow here over the next 2 hours. That said, we're not in too bad a shape. 17 minutes right now will get you in on the Sunset from Hillsborough. The I-5 drive from Clark County, not bad. 14 minutes from Main Street to the Fremont. A reminder that the Abernathy Bridge, I-205, there's a full closure tonight and tomorrow night, both directions, as ODOT does a sign bridge installation. You're going to need to use either Highway 43, 99E, or I-5 to get around that. Local traffic can always use the Arch Bridge. China?
Thank you, Chris.
All you have to do is snap a photo of the end of the earth, and we'll give you the company.
Sounds simple. The CEO of Columbia Sportswear willing to give you a piece of the company if you can snap a picture of the edge of the earth. Don't go anywhere. Sunrise streaming live at 7 continues in just 2 minutes.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
Hey, we're giving you all this. This. There's a lot of good stuff in here.
That's Columbia Sportswear CEO Tim Boyle in an unusual challenge to so-called flat earthers to prove that the earth is flat and the company is yours. But of course, the challenge comes with a catch here. Devin Haskins explains.
Hi, I'm Tim Boyle. I'm the CEO here at Columbia Sportswear.
Arms crossed, no nonsense, with a message for flat earthers.
You guys claim there's an end to the earth? Well, just go snap a picture.
A tongue-in-cheek challenge for the flat earth conspiracy theorists.
This.
Just take a photo of the end of the earth.
This?
That's actually a rental.
And you win a prize.
Absolutely. You know, all you have to do is snap a photo of the end of the earth, and we'll give you the company.
Well, it's not exactly the company you're thinking of.
Well, there is some fine print. The company is a group of assets that we have worth about $100,000, and the ownership is the company LLC. So they'll get the company.
CEO Tim Boyle says Columbia Sportswear needed to change how they promoted the company and stand out doing it.
Hi, I'm Gert Boyle.
And if there's one thing Columbia Sportswear commercials were known for, it was standing out. Boyle says he wants to bring those creative ideas back.
We did it our own way. We made fun of ourselves. We had a good time. And we said, you know, we need to do more of that kind of work.
Yeah, I was a big fan of it.
Mark Moran is the director of advertising at Portland State University.
When I look at that and I think of, Columbia, iconic Portland company, the last 10 years, really since Gert passed away, their advertising has been a little bit forgettable. And, the worst thing you can be in this industry in advertising is forgettable.
Just take a look at the reactions online. Comments ranging from cracked me up, hilarious, to yes, I love it, and legend.
It's already doing its job because this is earned media now. Now we're talking about it.
This and all of that.
And Boyle has a message for all those flat earth conspiracy theorists.
If you're going to the edge of the earth, wear Columbia. You'll need it.
Now, I don't know if you heard there that basically it has nothing to do with Columbia, what they're getting. They created an LLC that is called The Company, and so if you win, you get the company. My thought is,
what are the shares in this company worth?
I'm saying, well, that has nothing to do with. I see what you're saying. I'm saying what they should have done is they should have if they want to do $100,000, give $100,000 worth of Columbia Sportswear share, and then that person would be more invested in the long term of the company. You know what I mean?
Or we could
so they would win a prize and they'd also be invested in the company.
Or we could just give them a ticket to some place where it's flat.
Yeah, or go to the Columbia Sportswear employee store and go nuts.
Get a jacket, by the way. They do make good rain gear, which is a perfect segue to a rainy 7-day forecast. Rainy, breezy today. I think the rain diminishes a little bit later this afternoon. So I think our morning is definitely the wettest part of our Friday. The weekend forecast, a little drippy tomorrow and then potentially really wet again on Sunday morning. And then here's the other thing I want to talk about. We mentioned this a few minutes ago. Heavy rain possible with an atmospheric river targeting the region Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. How much rain are we looking for? This is one estimate. 2-day rainfall totals on the order of maybe 3 inches in parts of the Willamette Valley. Maybe 6, 8 inches in the higher terrain of the Coast Range, Cascades. In fact, some models even go a little higher than that. Now, that's on the high end, but the point is if stuff like that, rainfall like that materializes, that does bring in the possibility of river rises, flooding, landslides, down trees, all the stuff in a period of rainfall that we have not yet seen this fall. So just know that there still is some change and variability in this forecast, but that is a time frame that we are watching Monday, late Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. All right, in the meantime, I mean, it's wet out there now. It's wetter now than it was yesterday at this time for sure. Here's the live scan, and we are getting soaked up and down the I-5 corridor here in Portland. So that's the plan for today. A steady, moderate soaking rain early today, tapering off a bit. I don't know that we'll see any sun, but I think the rain chance wanes a bit as we head into the afternoon. We'll also feel that gusty south wind a little bit later on. It's already breezy to about 15 miles an hour in Salem. It's also warming up, 53 in Salem already. All right, here's Futurecast. We mentioned maybe a break in the rain as we get into the afternoon hours, and Futurecast bears that out. I mean, we start seeing the rain generally confined to the higher terrain of the Cascades and the Coast Range. So, hey, if you're heading out to any one of those numerous tree lighting ceremonies tonight, there's a chance that we might be mostly dry. All right, going into the day on Saturday, we've got the green paint brush out. I mean, it's not going to be a washout by any means, but Sunday morning is definitely going to be the next wet bullseye after this morning. And then as we check out the forecast, there will be some dry time tomorrow. 54 on Saturday, 56 rainy, especially Sunday morning. And then the 7-day forecast, as we've been mentioning, all eyes then turn to Monday afternoon through Tuesday and Wednesday for the potential of inches of rainfall over a 36 to 48 hour period. Again, the inches would be in the lowlands, more than that in the higher terrain, which prompts the flooding concerns and whatnot. We'll certainly keep you posted on that as we get closer. Okay, let's get you out the door and talk about the roads. We start with the traffic alert this weekend in Oregon City. A reminder, Oregon City Westland, the I-205 Abernathy Bridge closes tonight and tomorrow night. ODOT is putting in a new sign bridge spanning all lanes of the freeway, so they're going to have to shut things down at 11 o'clock tonight, reopening tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. The closure Saturday night runs until 7 a.m. on Sunday morning. So know that if you're like in Wilsonville or Tualatin and you want to make the early morning run to PDX, I-5 or Highway 43 or 99E are going to be your traffic solutions. All right, for now, it is a slog in the rain out there, but the good news is, and this usually happens on Fridays, China, is that the Friday morning commute is lighter. It starts later. And so right now we don't have any major trouble, no major unexpected delays. But I mean, look at the water out there. Fun stuff.
Yeah, that looks tough. Thank you. On the eve of January 6th, pipe bombs were planted at both political party headquarters Nearly 5 years later, an arrest has finally been made. We have a look at the suspect and what cracked the case coming up when Sunrise continues.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
It's certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
After nearly 5 years, federal officials say that they've arrested the person who placed pipe bombs outside two political party headquarters in Washington on January 6. NBC's Tracy Wilkins has the latest from Washington, D.C.
On the eve of January 6, 2021, hours before rioters stormed the U.S. Capitol, pipe bombs were discovered outside the Democratic and Republican Party headquarters in Washington, D.C. Images of the person suspected of the crime were shared by investigators, then nothing more for years.
4 years, 10 months, and 28 days ago, an individual placed a bomb in the vicinity of both the RNC and the DNC. And for that amount of time, that individual evaded accountability.
30-year-old Brian Cole Jr. of Woodbridge, Virginia, is facing multiple charges connected to placing the pipe bombs, including transporting an explosive device and attempting malicious destruction.
Folks, you're not going to walk into our capital city, put down two explosive devices, and walk off in the sunset. Not going to happen.
Thursday, investigators were seen at Cole's home in Woodbridge, 30 miles outside of D.C., where he lived with his mother and relatives. Family declined comment to NBC News. A motive in the alleged crime is still unclear. The FBI said Cole was charged after a fresh look at his credit card and cell phone records and revisiting local stores where the bomb-making materials were purchased.
Let me be clear. There was no new tip. There was no new witness. Just good, diligent police work and prosecutorial work, working as a team.
During the announcement, officials appointed under the Trump administration laid blame for the delay in the arrest with the Biden administration, saying it failed to prioritize the case.
Today's arrest happened because the Trump administration has made this case a priority.
In Washington, Tracy Wilkins, NBC News.
Now to your morning rush. The Pentagon says U.S. forces have carried out another deadly strike in the Eastern Pacific ordered by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Officials say the boat belonged to a terrorist group and was traveling on a known drug trafficking route with illegal narcotics on board. 4 men were killed. It is the 22nd strike in recent months, with at least 86 people reported killed. Investigators in Florida believe a gas leak caused an explosion that sent one person to the hospital yesterday. Video from nearby businesses show the building exploding just before 11 a.m. Firefighters were already in the area after road and utility workers discovered a gas leak in a natural gas line. The fire chief says the initial leak was contained, so it's unclear what caused the jewelry shop to explode. A grand jury in Virginia has rejected the Justice Department to the latest attempt to indict New York Attorney General Letitia James, according to a source who spoke with NBC News. The decision comes less than 2 weeks after the original case against her was thrown out. James had been charged with bank fraud and making false statements, but a judge voided that indictment last month, ruling that the acting U.S. attorney who brought the case was unlawfully appointed. James was denied any wrongdoing, calling the charges baseless. And Luigi Mangione was back in court yesterday for a pretrial hearing ahead of next week's trial in the murder of United Health executive Brian Thompson. Prosecutors say Mangione's statements to police and items found in his backpack could be key evidence, but his attorneys argue that they should be thrown out because the search was illegal. Prosecutors dispute that claim. The 27-year-old has pleaded not guilty to 9 state charges and 4 federal counts, which could carry the death penalty. And that's a look at your morning rush.
He said the Somalis are garbage. We are not garbage. We are doctors, we are police officers, we are teachers.
Coming up in our next half hour, local Somali Americans pleading for understanding after recent comments by President Trump. Plus,
how confident are you that Democrats have the votes to pass that legislation?
Well, it takes 60 votes. I'm confident every Democrat will vote for it.
in less than a month, Affordable Care Act subsidies will expire for millions of Americans. We hear from Oregon Senator Jeff Merkley about how likely an extension bill is to pass next week after this.
KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
.29 on your Friday morning drive, and it's gross out there this morning. I mean, there's a lot of water on the roads this morning, more so than yesterday, and now, it's just now starting to see the drive really slow. That's I-5 up near the Expo Center. The southbound drive really starting to putter along there. We're up to 18 minutes. That's jumped up quickly from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. Look at the road spray coming off the cars here. That's I-205 near I-5 in Tualatin. That drive northbound starting to build as well. About 23 minutes gets you in from Wilsonville Road. In the rain this morning over the last 3 hours, we had a little lull earlier, but that is gone. We're now in the thick of it. A good solid band of rain passing through the area. We'll give you the live scan, and you can see it's raining at a pretty good clip out there. So plenty of water on the roads this morning. There are some signs that this will actually diminish a little bit later on this morning or early afternoon. Futurecast actually starts to rain shadow parts of the Willamette Valley. So with that in mind, this is the wettest part of our day today. Rainy morning, and then mostly cloudy with maybe a raindrop or two this afternoon. Occasional rain tomorrow, a rainy Sunday morning for sure, and a really wet work week next week.
Good morning. Take a look at this. It sounds like a bad joke, but a little baby seal, wandered into a bar in Richmond, New Zealand, startling customers and staff. Security camera footage showed the animal, which people first thought was a dog. It dashed under tables before making its way to the bathroom as one customer tried to guide it out with its jersey. The seal stayed inside. Oh, but it's so cute. The seal stayed inside for about 30 minutes and was eventually lured into a dog cage with salmon pizza topped with toppings and returned to the wild by authorities.
Where's the close-up shot? We need to see a little face of that cute guy's.
He's so cute.
The little flippers, like.
Yeah.
Oh, that is cute.
You listen, if I went to that pizza place for the first time and I didn't know how I feel about it, that would seal the deal. Anyone? My mic is about to get muted.
All right, we got weather that is appropriate for sea life, as in lots of rain in the forecast over the next 7 to 10 days. There you go. Welcome to December. Here's a look at radar over the last 3 hours, and almost right on schedule. The next big slug of moisture is now hitting the northern Willamette Valley. So the metro area, Vancouver, Longview, Portland, down towards Wilsonville and Salem, we're getting soaked. I mean, it's raining as hard right now as it probably will all day. Futurecast, note this, has a little bullseye of rain over the region this morning, but then we start to dry it out a little bit, and the rain may actually shut off a bit this afternoon. I don't know that it goes completely dry, but there will be much less rain later today than what we're getting out there this morning. It's just gross, and the Wells Fargo camera is starting to bop around in the breeze a little bit as well. South winds up to 7 miles an hour there. Salem getting soaked there. South winds sustained at 15, so you will feel that breeze ratcheting up a little bit this morning. Rainy morning and then a little less rainy this afternoon. I need to bump those temperatures up a little bit because we are, of course, on the mild side today for sure, and mild continuing into the forecast. Okay, let's get you out the door. I do have a traffic alert to share with you. This is overnight tonight and again tomorrow night. The I-205 Abernathy Bridge will be closed as ODOT puts in a sign bridge spanning all lanes of the freeways. So 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. tomorrow, and then 11 p.m. tomorrow night to 7 a.m. Sunday. I-205 Abernathy Bridge closed. You'll need to use 99E, Highway 43, or I-5. All right, live look at the roads right now. I mean, there's lots of water out there. It's raining at a good clip, and the drive is starting to slow. There's Highway 26 near the zoo. That's not fun. And this has really jumped up in the last few minutes. The I-5 drive wasn't bad, and now that we're into the 7:30 half hour, things have really slowed out of Clark County. So now we're up to 20 minutes in building to get you in from Main Street. China?
Thank you, Chris.
They contribute nothing. I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country.
This morning, we're hearing from the local Somali community after President Donald Trump made those comments. McCarty has more on how this messaging from the president is hitting home and making many people in the Somali community concerned.
Kids who are born here, never even been outside of the country, many of them are now having to carry their passports or their birth certificates. The women who are wearing hijab now think they are target. People who may have a less English proficiency, even though they're U.S. citizens or lawful permanent residents, are now worried.
Ismail Warsami and Abdi Fattah Abdurrahman explaining the current experience of many Somali Americans, especially following some incendiary comments made by President Trump.
He said the Somalis are garbage. We are not garbage. We are doctors, we are police officers, we are teachers, we contribute to this country in every aspect of life. And Somalis are not reliant. And they add not, as he said, they add little into the community. We add more to the community. We contribute a lot to the community.
A community now on edge, even in Oregon, after reports of planned targeted ICE raids in Minneapolis-St. Paul. Though administration officials say they're not targeting the Somali community, but instead enforcing deportation orders already issued by judges.
I used to do crisis management, and I'm one in my previous roles in the past. I'm doing full mode crisis management right now.
A big focus of the Southwest Somali community of Oregon, education, making sure people know their rights.
What to do if you encounter with ICE, if they come to your home, things that you do, who to call and what to do.
And I've noticed that when people understand that you know the rights, they tend to violate them less.
Down the street at Urco in Northeast Portland,
all the rhetoric, it's created fear in the community and creates so much confusion.
similar discussions and trainings are taking place for Somalis, for Afghans, and for all immigrants and refugees.
As a nation of immigrants, I think we're doing the right thing to support those who will become contributing members of our society.
And right now, that's offering as much help as they can during what they call uncertain times.
We create a network of support where family can go get food as well as get legal resources.
Alma McCarty, KGW News.
There's new clues indicating that the federal government may want to open an ICE detention facility in Portland. While the city already has an ICE processing facility on the south waterfront, detainees aren't held there overnight. Instead, they're typically sent to Tacoma. Now a federal contractor is looking to hire staff for a detention facility in the city. KGW found job listings posted this week for a warden, assistant warden, and managers that would be responsible for overseeing the daily operation functions of an ICE detention facility. The job location address is Portland's airport. Spokesperson for the airport, as well as the Oregon Air National Guard base, both say that they are unaware of any plans for a detention center at or near the airport. We're still working to get information from the contractor or ICE. In Clackamas County, a 22-year-old man has been sentenced after pleading guilty to setting Oregon City's Blue Heron paper mill on fire. Christian Dukes will spend 60 months in prison, with his other charges dismissed as part of a plea deal. In January, Dukes used a lighter to ignite a stack of paper there, causing the fire that ultimately destroyed the vacant building. He told prosecutors he did it because he believed people camping on the property had stolen his stuff. The historic Columbia River Highway just east of Troutdale is back open this morning after this landslide closed the road. This happened just before 6 o'clock last night. No word yet if crews will have to do any extended work to shore up the hillside. Governor Tina Kotek and leaders in Wasco County have announced a new partnership to finish cleaning up from the Rowena fire. Back in June, the fire burned more than 3,700 acres, destroyed dozens of homes, and left behind dangerous debris. But Rowena didn't qualify for federal disaster aid, leaving many families without the resources to clean up. The $3.5 million agreement funded by the state will help remove hazardous materials, protect cleanup workers, and safeguard the environment there. Portland's ban on gas-powered leaf blowers, that is about to kick in. The rule takes effect on January 1st. Devin Haskins is live in Southwest Portland with what you need to know. Devin.
Yeah, China, a couple weeks away before that ban takes effect. It's really been in discussions for about 6 years now. But it's something that was passed by the City Council in March of 2024. So again, starting January 1st, all gas-powered leaf blowers will be banned in the city of Portland. And for the next 2 years, there will be one seasonal exception. Crews can still use them and homeowners can still use them in October, November, and December to deal with all those heavy wet leaf piles. But starting in 2028, that's when the ban becomes full-time, with warnings first and then fines as much as $1,000 for repeat violators. City leaders say the goal is all around to just cut down on noise and air pollution and protect those using the gas-powered leaf blowers. Portland Parks also says they're going to spend up to $1.6 million to transition into its own equipments to get rid of their own gas-powered leaf blowers as well. That ban would take effect much sooner, or the full-time ban would take effect much sooner, but the city wants to give technology a chance to catch up. Back to you.
Devin, thank you. Your time now is 7:39. Headed over to Chris McGinnis for a look at weather.
Wet, and more wet. That's the 7-day forecast. All right, here is a look at the rain over the last 3 hours. And as expected, this latest batch of steady soaking rain is arriving right on schedule and right during our morning commute here. So it's raining at a pretty good clip pretty much everywhere from Longview south through Vancouver and Portland and now down into Salem. Salem, you escaped the really meaningful rain yesterday, but not this morning. It's raining good as in steadily and moderately. in Marion County right now. And here's a look at the radar again. The orange and red indicative of some of the heavier rain pockets that are embedded within this rain shield this morning. Futurecast takes that and walks it up into the Cascades by mid-morning. So with some luck, we'll start to dry things out a little bit towards the lunch hour or a little bit later. This is by far the wettest part of our day. I don't know that we're, completely done with rain this afternoon, but chances are we'll have more dry time than not for our Friday afternoon commute. And that's good for, anybody heading out for all the extra tree lighting or other tree lighting festivities that we've got going on tonight. But right now it is wet, and it's starting to get a little breezy as well. South wind's up to 7 miles an hour at the airport. South wind right now at Salem sustained at 15, and the gusts will be a little stronger as we go through the morning. You'll notice that maybe 20 to 25 miles an hour out of the south throughout the morning hours today. Also, there is a wind advisory for really gusty west winds out across the Columbia Basin from Wasco County and points east. That wind advisory in effect from 7 p.m. this evening through early tomorrow morning. All right, temperature-wise, to go along with the rain and the water are warm temperatures, and of course that means really high snow levels as well. I think the freezing level this morning was up at like 8,500 or 9,000 feet. So once again, no Cascade snow except on the tippy tops of the volcanoes there, unfortunately. Mid to upper 50s for highs today. Our weekend forecast, cloudy with occasional rain in our Saturday forecast. Sunday morning looks really wet, potentially another half an inch, 3/4 of an inch of rain in that part of our forecast. And then I want to turn your attention real quick to next week. You've probably started to see some alerts popping up on your phone and whatnot. Tuesday and Wednesday we have KGW weather impact alert days for the potential of inches of rain in a 24 to 48 hour period here. If that materializes, flooding, landslides, down trees, power outages are things that we could be watching for. I'm going to talk more about that coming up in just a few minutes. Let's get you out the door with a look at the roads. They are wet, much wetter than yesterday at this time. At the lower right-hand part of your screen, that's the Banfield I-84 westbound traffic moving from right to left, coming out of the Hollywood district. We'll switch gears and take you over to the Sunset, the inbound drive on Highway 26 out near Cedar Hills Boulevard. That's certainly looking pretty slow this morning as well. Here's a look at your drive times. Right now, Highway 26 up to 25 minutes in from Hillsboro. The I-5 drive through North Portland, there it is, up near the Expo Center. Headlights headed southbound. The trip in from Main Street now, almost 20 minutes. China?
Thank you, Chris. Still to come on Sunrise, Wedding Crashers heading back to the theaters. We'll tell you why this is happening. Plus, we have a preview of the annual Magic of Lights event in Salem. Stay with us. Sunrise streaming live at 7 continues in just 2 minutes.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news, live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
Issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
The classic comedy Wedding Crashers is back in theaters for its 20th anniversary, and an Oscar-winning film hits YouTube. David Daniel has the details in today's Hollywood Minute.
How are you guys connected to the family again?
Uncle Ned's kids.
You know Uncle Ned, Aunt Liz's brother.
Wedding Crashers is back in theaters for its 20th anniversary, screening on December 4th and 11th. Iconic actress Jane Seymour says she loved being part of the ensemble.
It was a masterclass or a master experience in comedy, because every single actor that they cast had a different style of comedy. And it was magical.
The Oscar-winning animated short War is Over is now on YouTube. Sean Ono Lennon and director Dave Mullins wrote the film about soldiers on opposite sides of a senseless war playing a game of chess with the help of a heroic carrier pigeon. The film, inspired by John Lennon and Yoko Ono's song Happy Christmas, War is Over, is now on the official John Lennon YouTube channel with a fundraising link for War Child, a nonprofit helping children in war-torn areas. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Well, we are in the final 2 weeks of this year's KGW Great Toy Drive. One of the easiest ways to help is by making a cash donation online. Go to kgw.com/toy and click Donate Cash. And this is a great week to give because Oregon Corrections Enterprises is doubling donations all this week. And we also want to let you know about 2 collection events coming up this weekend. You can drop off new unwrapped toys tomorrow at the Washington Square Mall between 11 and 2. And then on Sunday, we'll be collecting toys at the Oregon Ballet's matinee performance of The Nutcracker. And we are also live this morning at the Oregon State Fairgrounds and Exposition Center in Salem because the annual Magic of Lights event is back open. So you and the whole family can drive through light displays of your favorite holiday scenes and characters from the warmth of your own car and the driest of your own car as well. And then through Monday, you can save $8 on weekday tickets when you buy tickets online using the code KGW8. The website for tickets is magicoflights.com/Salem. And next week, you can save $8 when you drop off a new unwrapped toy for the KGW Great Toy Drive. Now, we've been seeing this shot all morning long, and I will tell you, it is the only benefit of being on air at 5 a.m. because it was dark and you saw all the lights, and now it was just kind of wires.
Yeah.
Just wires.
Oh, well, you know.
But they're pretty wires
But
at night.
There's a lot of dark time, though, this time of the year, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we are coming into, like, I think there's only about 8.5 hours of daylight now. Yeah, that's why we do all the festive lights. Good news, too, for all the extra tree lighting ceremonies that may be going on tonight. I think there's a chance we dry it out a little bit this evening in an otherwise very wet 7-day forecast. Breezy and wet today, especially this morning. Rainy at times this weekend. Saturday's a little drippy. Sunday morning's really wet. And here's what I wanted to talk about a couple of minutes ago. Next week, Monday and especially Tuesday and Wednesday, another atmospheric river targets the Pacific Northwest with the potential for substantial rainfall, heavy rainfall, right? Let me show you what one of our models is showing us. This is just Monday through Wednesday. Upwards of maybe 4 inches of rain, Kelso, 3 inches of rain, Portland and Salem in a 36 to 48 hour period. Double that in the Coast Range, more than that in the Cascades. Yes, it will be rain up in the high terrain as well, unfortunately. If these types of rainfall rates and amounts materialize in the wake of the rain that we've just had, it does prompt flooding concerns, the possibility of landslides, down trees, power outages, and all of that. I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm just saying we haven't necessarily had a rain event like this yet this fall. So that's something, and there still are some moving pieces in that forecast, but that's something to definitely be prepared for early next week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are looking very, very wet, wetter than what we're experiencing right now. Now it's just a gentle to moderate rain. I mean, we're getting a pretty good soaking out there right during the heart of our morning commute. Here's a live look from the Wells Fargo sky camera. The breeze starting to pick up a little bit. I noted this a few minutes ago. Salem now sustained winds at 15. So with this latest round of rain is also coming a good south wind push. And Futurecast likes wind gusts on the order of 20 to maybe 28 miles an hour in the valley today. So noticeable with the breeze for sure, and gusty with the west wind whipping up later today out in the East Gorge and the Columbia Basin. There's a wind advisory for you folks overnight tonight. All right, here's Futurecast, and as fast as this latest slug of moisture moves in, Futurecast begins to walk it down to the south and east by late this morning or early afternoon. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to be completely dry later today, but there's a good chance that, well, for sure, we're wetter this morning than this afternoon. There's a good chance that we do manage some dry hours this afternoon and this evening, as we were talking about for any tree lighting festivities. All right, heading into the weekend, Saturday. Not a washout, but the flow continues out of the northwest, so that'll keep the chance for some on and off light rain in the forecast Saturday. And then Saturday night and Sunday, the next good plume of moisture comes in, and that means that Sunday morning is probably going to be fairly wet as well. To go along with the wetness is warmth. It is in the upper 50s for daytime highs today, which again means snow levels will continue to be very, very high, and I don't see that changing in our 7-day forecast. Cloudy, occasional rain tomorrow, with a high of 54, a rainy, especially rainy Sunday morning. We may get some breaks, a little lull in the action Sunday night before the next really significant weather system rolls in here on Monday. Along with it, of course, comes really warm air and the potential for inches of rain in the forecast between Monday night and Wednesday. So something that we're obviously watching closely. Okay, let's get you out the door. The roads are soggy and the drive times are building. 30 minutes gets you in from Hillsborough right now on the Sunset from Brookwood Parkway. I-5 now about a 25-minute commute from Main Street down to the Fremont Bridge. Here's a live look at all of our freeway cameras. This is from Cedar Hills Boulevard, so you're looking at the eastbound lineup on Highway 26. Certainly pretty busy there. And as you look, I mean, you can just see lots of rain on the camera lens and just water-soaked freeway. So take your time this morning. You're going to need it. Tonight and tomorrow night, big traffic alert with the I-205 Abernathy Bridge. That closes so that ODOT can install a sign bridge that spans all lanes of the freeway. Tonight's closure kicks in at 11. It should be reopened by 6 a.m. tomorrow. But know this, if you're in like Tualatin or Wilsonville and you have to make an early Saturday morning run to the airport, you're going to have to use I-5 or 99E or Highway 43. China?
Thank you, Chris.
How confident are you that Democrats have the votes to pass that legislation?
Well, it takes 60 votes. I'm confident every Democrat will vote for it.
Millions of Americans set to lose health care subsidies in less than a month. And coming up next, we hear from one Oregon senator about how likely an extension is to pass. Sunrise streaming live at 7 continues in just a few minutes.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
In less than a month, Affordable Care Act subsidies are set to expire for millions of Americans, including thousands of people here in the Northwest. So we spoke to Mac Reed, who lives in Portland and uses tax credits to help pay for her medication. She's one of about 100,000 Oregonians who receive subsidies through the Affordable Care Act, which provide federal assistance to help cover insurance costs. Mac has type 1 diabetes and uses that support to help pay for her insulin.
You know what's going to happen is, like, I'm going to go bankrupt, and then my mom's going to go bankrupt, and then I'm going to die. Like, that's basically that's the, like, sequence of events if I can't afford insurance.
And Democrats want to extend the subsidies, and Republicans promise to vote on the issue this month. We heard from Oregon Senator Jeff Merkley, who says Congress will vote next week.
How confident are you the Democrats have the votes to pass that legislation?
Well, it takes 60 votes. I'm confident every Democrat will vote for it, but that's just 47. So we need 13 more Republicans to join us to be able to close debate and pass this bill.
For more on how likely that is to happen, plus more from Senator Merkley, you can check out the full story on KGW.com, on our KGW YouTube page, and streaming anytime on KGW+. A panel of vaccine advisors at the CDC has voted to abandon the universal hepatitis B vaccinations for newborns. According to CNN, 8 members voted yes and 3 voted no. Vaccinating newborns against hepatitis B was first recommended in 1999. Since then, hepatitis infections among infants and children have dropped an estimated 99%, according to the American Academy of Pediatrics. Meantime, the Oregon Health Authority is urging people to get the flu vaccine ahead of the holidays. So far, hospitalizations remain low, but the percentage of positive flu tests is on the rise. OHA says nearly 1 million people in Oregon were vaccinated this year. It's about 5% lower than last year. Meantime, Clark County's weekly report shows a slight increase in hospitalizations for COVID and flu. Coming up at 8 on KGW+, a scenic spot not far from Portland just got a much-needed upgrade. We're talking about the Trillium Lake area. On this week's Let's Get Out There, John Goodwin takes us on a walk on the newly repaired trail. We'll be right back.